We're just normal men.
What do you mean, normal men?
We're just innocent men.
It's time for Side Scrollers with me, Stuttering Craig.
I did. Oh, wow! Right on the tip. Just on the tip.
And Blabs. Co-hosted by our friends from around the internet.
There is a portion of Norway where it is legally required to carry a firearm at all times.
If you're just a normal man looking for common sense in this crazy-ass world, you've come to the right place. And now, broadcasting from our homes from around the internet, it's time for Side Scrollers.
Okay, you ready? Open wide! Welcome out to Side Scrollers on YouTube.com and Rumble.com, and of course, SideScrollersPlus.com. What's going on, everybody? Hello, hello, hello. Good to see you. I'm Stuttering Craig. Welcome to the Gulf of America. Glad you guys are with us today. We're going to have a good show. Hanging out on the beach today. It's one of those things where the pre-planned trip, the pre-planned spring break has popped in and reared its head. But we are live, hopefully, via the miraculous invention that is Starlink. Hello, Blabs. Great to see you.
Hello. While you have beach and everything, I have snow, and I'm slightly jealous.
In Guam?
Yeah, but it is melting. There's like a patch of grass outside, so that's nice. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, look. Yeah.
Well, this was quite interesting, to say the least, getting this thing going and finding, I'm actually borrowing Starlink from a friend. So
How do you borrow Starlink from a friend?
You borrow their passcode.
Yeah,
Yeah,
how does that work?
I'll tell you what, it's nuts. It is absolutely crazy, this Starlink thing. So hopefully we can stream in beautiful 720p today. Thank you, Starlink and Elon Musk, for that. I will not burn down your Tesla dealerships as a way of saying thank you. But I will welcome in a friend who I guarantee their government is huge on electricity. Hello, Arch.
Well, I wish that was true.
No? Okay.
No, we actually we have a electricity crisis here in Norway, where electricity costs ridiculous amounts of money, because we made the brilliant decision to lay wiring to Europe, and so now we are selling all of our electricity for nothing and then buying it back at 3 times the price, because our politicians are big fans of having cushy jobs in Brussels when they get kicked out of office here.
Oh, it's quite the predicament over there, huh?
Yeah, no, it's actually awful because northern part of Norway has really cheap energy because they aren't connected to that damn oversea cable, whilst the rest of the country is just screwed. It's great.
Well, I know some people have already mentioned my microphone, and while I certainly don't have studio quality audio, I'm ridiculously so sorry for that. I'm using the built-in wireless earbuds, and you know what? I got to be honest, they're just fine. They're okay today. They're going to do for the next couple days. But I'll tell you what, man. Now, first and foremost, what are the beaches like in your neck of the woods, Arch?
We actually have beaches in Norway. Contrary to popular belief, there are quite a few sandy beaches in Norway. It's just that they're probably frozen at this time of year, but still, they exist.
Okay, nice. Do people actually take off their clothes when they go to the beach, like shirts off and stuff?
Yes, they do.
Okay.
Mostly during summer, because we're warmed by the Gulf Stream. So during summer, you can actually get like 30, 40 degrees here. It gets warm. It's just that the rest of the year is cold as hell.
Okay. All right. Maybe, you know what? I think maybe we could do a trip to go see these beaches one day, Blabs.
Road trip with Arch?
I mean, it'd be more like a flight trip.
Flight trip, plane talk.
There's a beach not too far from where I live, actually. We could totally do that.
Oh, I like what's going on. Hey, maybe we can build that into
try on the helmet?
Of course. You should have a head small enough for it, too.
Yeah. It's been
right.
well established. I have a tiny head.
This is true. She has a tiny head. She is a baby bird, as she describes it, which is crazy. I know this because I spent a week with her this past week. It was crazy. But I'll say this, Arch. One thing that I think that you
21
definitely
inches.
What?
21 inches.
I love the fact that you're measuring your head. But I'll tell you this, Arch. One thing that I would love to get in front of you that I got in front of Blabs this past week was chicken fried steak. Have you ever heard of chicken fried steak before?
No, that sounds very American.
Oh my God, it's the most American of American things, the most Texan of Texan things. Blabs was a little gun shy about it. And then once she got a hold of that chicken fried steak, it was...
I was doing the happy dance while eating. Fun fact about me, if I'm really happy about the food that I'm eating, I kind of do a little dance. It was so good. I started dancing in the little booth. I was like, yes. Yeah.
Are you a dance eater, Arch?
No, I'm Norwegian. I cannot dance physically.
It's physically impossible, huh?
Yes.
I love it. Well, if you're a dance eater, let us know in the chat. Also, do us a favor, hit the thumbs up button and make sure you guys subscribe if it's your first time tuning in. Even if it's not first time tuning in, hit the damn thumbs up button. We'd really appreciate that. We're trying to grow over here, everybody. We're just talking about how the YouTube algorithm has been rough really since the election. We're not throwing out the craziness, but those thumbs up, they certainly help. So make that a part of your routine when you guys pop in. We'd really appreciate that. Let everybody know. Once again, this episode is brought to you by us and you over at Side Scrollers Plus, a brand new platform we have created. You can do what Arch is looking at right there and go to sidescrollersplus.com. Use promo code PLUS and get $10 off your annual membership. We'll tell you guys more about that in a little bit. Now, today, for the first time since we launched Side Scrollers Plus, our Montez goal is back. We are going with 20 yellow supers to see if we can recapture the Montez magic, because we have 8 wonderful Montez animations ready for you to display today. And our goal is 20 yellow super chats, so we're going to do our best with that. With that said, Blabs, we always like to start the show off with Today in Gaming History. So what do we have today?
Okie dokies, artichokies. We have March 12th, which means Gundam Battle Assault was released in Japan in 1998. We have God of War Ascension released in 2013. And Tom Clancy's The Division 2 was released in 2019. Yay!
Okay. Any memories of those, Arch, at all? Any of those games?
No. I remember the Division games were a little bit... They did fairly well back in the day, didn't they? But
they did.
Never played them.
The Division games were very popular for Ubisoft. Remember Ubisoft? Remember that? Remember that company that was really big and popular? And it's crazy. So some noticeable games that you missed today, Blabs. Released 32 years ago in 1993. One of the most underrated RPGs on the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. That's kind of a double speak right there. But the Super Nintendo is Ogre Battle. Arch, you ever heard of Ogre Battle before?
I have not, no.
Ogre Battle, the full name, The March of the Black Queen. I remember hearing about Ogre Battle from friends and being like, you gotta play this game. And my response was, that's an RPG. I don't play RPGs. But I'm sure the chat is all about that Ogre Battle. Also released 16 years ago. Blabs, did you see Command & Conquer Red Alert 3 was released 16 years ago?
I did it all yesterday, so you'd have to ask me yesterday when I did the list. Otherwise, I can't remember, because I already did tomorrow's. So now my days are mixed.
We've talked about this game a little bit, this franchise from the early PlayStation 3 days. Yes, way to go, Blabs. Resistance Retribution, which was the PlayStation Portable exclusive, was released 16 years ago in 2009. In other news, Arch, 2009 was 16 years ago.
Yeah, I don't like thinking about that. I really don't like thinking about that.
I actually saw that this morning. Okay, so I was doing tomorrow's gaming history, and there was something that was released in 2009. I was like, how many years ago was that already? Like, whoa.
Yep.
We're all getting old together.
And the worst part is Command & Conquer has done nothing since.
Rough.
Tragedy.
Yeah, it's crazy. Resistance is that game. Let's see, Resistance. I'm looking through these games as well. 10 years ago, in 2015, Mario Party 10 was released for the Wii U.
Wasn't it in Japan though?
Yeah, but who cares,
yeah.
Right?
I'm trying to limit to like a couple of titles from Japan a week. That's like a personal goal to spice things up.
Oh, okay. Thanks. It's time to spice up this relationship.
Spice
Is that
up
what's
the
going
gaming history.
on? Okay, sounds good. This is a great one. 1 year ago, Contra Operation Galuga was released for the Switch, PC, PlayStation 4, 5, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X. The latest Contra, which, by the way, very, very good Contra game. If you're into that, it's cool to see that brought back and do so well last year. So, are you a big Contra guy, Arch?
Can't say I am, no.
Oh, run and gun. It's so good. Just running and shooting things, blasting faces. It's awesome. Anyways, so
I gotta
yeah.
say, I really like having you at the beach because you can hear like a little bit of the waves and the birds. It's nice. It's
Yeah?
like a little. It's like you're not on vacation, but I can still feel a little bit of vacation.
Soothing
vicariously.
background ambience.
Yeah.
Well, I certainly am not on vacation because I spent more time working here than I have anything else. But that's okay. It's just a different setting, and you know what? I don't mind it. It's pretty nice. If I could wake up every morning,
It's a chill vibes.
right
as they used to
over,
say.
right over the little dune you see is the Gulf of Mexico. I'm sorry, Gulf of America. Let's go. Which very weird seeing it and saying the Gulf of America. You know,
Is
we're
there like
changing.
a sign that says it there, like Gulf of America?
No, but you know what? If I will see if I can find that because I
Yeah,
guarantee.
see if it still says Mexico or America or whatever, and see. Yeah.
I'm just gonna throw it out there. I bet that in the part of the country that I am at, that there is a good opportunity that somebody has crossed out the Mexico and put an American flag. If there is a sign, I'm just gonna throw it out there. So, and if they are, hey, I love that. Love everything about that. Also love that Shane O'Mac says hello. Welcome to my state, Craig. I'm about an hour away from you right now. Enjoy the Gulf of America. And only Gulf of America is a little cold right now. Dipped my feet in there, but that's okay. We're tough through it. Tough through it. Max came in and says, you got to make Arch eat curry.
I love curry.
Curry.
That's Arch's kryptonite.
Almond John
Pretty
says,
much.
Craig, says, did you see the T1000 trailer for Mortal Kombat? It's only 3 minutes. I did see that, and I would love to actually. Like, those are things that anytime there's a trailer for a specific game, especially one that includes any sort of copyrighted music and such. I don't know if that one does, but the Mortal Kombat stuff, I'm always a little hesitant to because I know we've got flagged on the Mortal Kombat reactions in the past, so I'm really hesitant to like showcase it during the show. But I have seen it. It does look very, very cool. If Mortal Kombat, the characters in that game, the roster is really good. It's a really good roster. But I don't know. I can't get into it. Spoon Ninja says, did somebody say Zarak's name? Sure. Absolutely. Thank you for that. Commodore Fan says, I do the Street Fighter 2 Guile fried chicken dance. Oh, yeah, I hear you. I hear you on that, Commodore Fan. You're a dance eater too. Ian came in with the €10 monies, getting our first Montez Super of the day. Says, they let Craig on the set of Fallout Season 2. Oh, does it look like that? Thank you for that. Epsilama came in and says, it's currently 80 degrees Fahrenheit in Guam, and it's the coldest it's been, and the coldest has been at 69 degrees. So there's never been any snow in Guam, as it's a tropical island in the Pacific. What are you talking about?
Yeah, what do you know?
Yeah, what do you really know?
What do you
Epsilama?
know?
Yeah, I do know that Ian came in with 10 gifted memberships. Let's stinking go. Hey, thank you so much, Ian. Greatly appreciate that. And there's Kirsha bouncing up and down for you. Thank you for that. That's wonderful. It will indeed. If you guys got gifted membership, make sure you say thanks. Really appreciate that and consider paying it forward. And Commodore Fan says, hot take, I think Metal Slug is better than Contra. Commodore Fan. No. Can't do it. Won't do it. Refuse to do it. All right. Have you played Metal Slug, Arch?
Nope.
Oh, no. Okay. All right.
I'm just sad. Disney just released a trailer for Lilo and Stitch, and I saw 2 seconds of it, and I said, no more!
Do you want to react to it?
I have not seen it. I don't even know if we can react to it.
Hey, you know
Disney.
what? I know. They've been pretty good about it, to be honest with you. They've been pretty good about it. So let's pull it up. Let's react to it together, okay? But first, It's time for my favorite segment, your favorite segment. Everybody wants to say it's time for our nose. Okay, here we are, ready to go. Now, hey, before we go, we were in the pre-show. We were talking about how apparently using StreamYard from your mobile phone, if you're to do things like thumbs up, like little bubbles pop up. Look at that, little bubbles pop up on the screen. And if you go like, yay, and you celebrate. I did this earlier.
I think you gotta give it a couple seconds to like reset. Try it now.
Okay, we'll celebrate. We'll go woo, and like the fireworks popped off behind me. I don't even know what happened there, but if you just go crazy with your hands and I don't know, it's really weird.
The heart thing does too. That's so gay. Oh,
oh
look!
My god! Oh, what just happened? All right, every 10 super chat gets a heart from me. Sarcastic Saint says Blabs should look up blueberry pancakes. Yummy.
If this has anything to do with blue waffles, I will not be.
I'm not dealing with that nonsense. Not. All right. So you said they just released a new trailer, huh?
Well, apparently it was like 20 minutes ago, but I've not seen this, so here it is. Oh, I can't add it to stage because you're still like StreamYard hates me. I can't add until you remove. There we go.
There you
go. Okay, so here it is. I have not screened this or anything. You ready?
All right.
We have apprehended a dangerous.
Fuck! Look at that! What is that?
It looks so cute.
You think so?
What's wrong with
It has
him?
hair.
I mean,
Blabs.
he's supposed to have fur.
Blabs, you're 2 seconds into the trailer and you're already upset.
Yeah, so I don't want it.
Okay, continue.
Where is he?
He escaped.
He's trying to find the police cruisers.
He took the red one.
What hideous planet is caught in your crosshairs?
Shooting star! I wish for a friend. Like a best friend.
I gotta say, it actually is a pretty good version of Lilo. Like, it does sound pretty good.
What the hell?
He's so cute and fluffy.
He is your responsibility. Got it.
We promise.
Yeah.
Get down from there!
Look like an angel.
No. Control him. Hey, what are you doing?
That doesn't really look like Nani.
Okay, I'm gonna take Blabs. What? Listen, everything about this is incredibly adorable. Like incredibly adorable.
You're
This is
so flamboyant today.
This
What
is
happened?
this is going to kill at the theater.
Where's
going
Thick
to
Nani? I'm
destroy.
with Demonic here. Where the hell's Nani? That's not Nani. That's Discount Nani. I will do really well at theaters. I'm not gonna be an idiot. But no, it'll do great. I don't want it.
Will it though? I'm actually a little bit. I don't know. Like Disney's been getting a bit desperate lately because a lot of the stuff they thought would do well has kind of failed. Like even Daredevil is not looking good at all right now.
Oh, it's been terrible.
Yeah,
I
it's
have
been
friends
absolute horrible.
Have you watched it? All my friends say it's absolute garbage.
I haven't seen it. I just saw that it got less views than The Acolyte, basically, significantly less. Like it's flopping hard.
Yep. That was a very American hard. Did you hear that, Craig? This flopping hard.
No, listen.
Mark is becoming one of us.
No. This movie is going. This I can tell you right now. This movie's gonna kill. This
Are
is
you
gonna
gonna
be.
take your kids to see this?
Blabs, this looks adorable.
You're
It does.
so flamboyant. What's the matter with you?
Because I said adorable.
Chat.
Blabs,
It might
Blabs.
be well. Because it does look cute, but like I just think people have started to hate the name Disney straight up.
But
Woman, you're the male.
Listen, if there's nothing in this that is gender, if there's no gender, whatever, if there's no randomly gayed up character that just happens, like if they're gay, cool, but if it's thrown in your face, that's when parents reject this stuff. I'm speaking as a parent. Trust me, this. If it's just the story retold, people will be into it. Like people will totally go buy this and they'll play it.
I see what you're saying. I think Disney has become kryptonite now. Like people don't like him no more.
Well, I don't disagree with you, but let's continue. We'll continue that conversation.
No, dogs on the table.
You sure that's a dog?
Yeah.
Rough.
David's not hot enough. Every single woman here knows that David's the hottest Disney prince.
Blabs.
Disney.
David was a cartoon.
Yes, so people had crushes on Nala and freaking what's her name from the Robin Hood, the fox, Marianne, whatever her name was.
Okay.
Anyway.
Agent Cobra Bubbles, we have a blue dog to catch.
No, wait.
Okay.
No. I'm gonna give you to the count of 3, Stitch. 1.
That's funny.
Okay.
Okay, wait a second. Wait a second. Did you guys see Bubbles, by the way? Bubbles is a tiny... Who? This is Bubbles! They shrunk Bubbles! They shrunk him. Bubbles was a big black guy. Now he's a small little black man.
Okay. Okay. Blabs.
They are fat phobic.
Okay, hold on. Let's talk about this. Okay, Arch, I want to continue with what you were saying. You were saying, Arch, you were saying that you think people hate Disney, and I agree with you. But here's the issue, is that people have nostalgia for Disney. So people will look past Disney's faults. If Disney can get on the right path, people will welcome Disney back with open arms. Been saying this for 3 years. If Disney just course corrects, if they say we messed up, there's so much there underneath all of that hatred. There still is some nostalgia for them. And I don't disagree with you, but I think that parents, if they can find films that are just family-friendly films, people will open them back up.
So what you're saying is, we are women, and Disney's our abusive ex.
Oh my gosh, yes, absolutely. Yeah. And look, some people will say, like, absolutely not. Like Flickerbox. He's like, no, absolutely, just no. And I get it. But people will be open to going to see it if they can just release good content. That's all we've been saying. Is look, we just want. It's the same with video games, right? If Ubisoft was like, look, we messed up, and we're just gonna make good stuff, and we're gonna focus on making good quality games. Just like if Disney was like, hey, listen, we're just gonna make good quality movies and show you, not just talk about it, but show you with their actions. That's a step in the right direction. And this looks like it's faithful to the original source, which Blabs, I know you're big on that, right? You want it to be faithful to the original, right?
I don't want any of these. Leave them alone. Leave the classics alone.
But
Fuck 'em.
Blabs, this is gonna make $1 billion.
I don't care. Where is he when I need him? Where's the man who says it?
Well, no, it's true. It's gonna make $1 billion. It's gonna make $1 billion. It is. This is gonna
care.
I know you don't care. I know, but it will. That's
Whatever,
the thing.
Man.
It might. I'm not saying it won't, because again, I do believe, yes, Disney is, of course, a very well-known and beloved brand, or they used to be. But so many things that should have done really well haven't. I'm thinking people have just hit a saturation point with Disney, and they're going to have to demonstrate like a period of good products before people start giving them the benefit of the doubt again. We'll see.
I would say yes, but the issue with that is Inside Out 2. Inside Out 2 was like that murder because it released without all the insanity and all the nonsense. Remember, if you could go back to when Inside Out 2 was released last year, there was a lot of skepticism about it. Parents in particular, people with the buying power, they looked at it and they said they did not know what to think about it because there was these stories about, oh, Riley, she's going to be gay and there's a trans character. And then guess what? Remember, there was all the hubbub about all the animators who were like, oh my gosh, they removed this scene because it was whatever. And and Disney pulled the plug on it. And you know what parents did? They voted with their wallet. They did. And that's great. I think that's what I've been saying since this show started. Vote with your wallet. I think that movie's going to kill. It's going to just first impression. It's going to murder. And while Blabs is going to be upset about the model or whatever, that's fine.
Listen, I already agreed with you that this movie will probably do pretty darn well. I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't want it. There's my tantrum for the day.
You're going to go see it.
No, I'm not.
Oh yeah, you are.
Are you paying for it?
No, listen. I guarantee. Listen, I'm gonna say this right now. Within the first 6 months, you see this movie.
No.
You see it. Whether it's at a theater,
or
whether
like
it's
the
on
Seas or
demand.
something. I don't have Disney Plus. I don't have the only streaming service I have is Crunchyroll, and I don't even pay for it. It's a friend's. So no, I won't be seeing this movie. I even told you last week how many times I've been to the cinema since 2019. All right, okay. I'm not gonna see this one. It ain't happening.
Well, then, I do think that it'll find a way to you for sure.
What are you gonna do? Mail it to me?
Yes.
Here's a USB. Watch this movie.
You'll say, here's a DVD, which it won't be released in DVD. Miku came in and says, Craig just wants to grill for Pete's sakes. You're right. That's all I want to do. Where is it? That's all I really want to do is just get out the grill and start grilling.
Cooking with the king.
Meat stick. Let's go. It's a good title right there. Jason came in and says, yeah, the hearts on the screen were the problem there and not Craig going tee-hee-hee when holding up the heart. Jason, I did not do that. Boo came in with the $5.50 Mexican money. Says Disney live action remakes thrive because normies like Craig will lap it up like crazy. Gatekeep Craig from your hobbies. Stick, and only stick. Okay, so here's the thing. It's not about me. It's not. It's not about what I think. Because you know what's going to happen is my two daughters are going to go, I want to see that. And I'll be like, I'm sorry, honey. I'm sorry, we can't go see that. Like, it's not practical. Like, I'm sorry, honey, there's nothing in that movie that I object to, but we're still not going to see it. You know what I mean? Like, doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Flying Dutchman says, does this look infected to you? The slow delay is great right there. Oh man. Normies need to change their convictions. And and by the way, I don't think you can say normie, right? It's just parents, right? And parents spoke with their wallets in a major way for the past 4 or 5 years. Major way. So Bentley came in with the 10, says, hey, side scrollers, if you're on the Florida side of the Gulf of America, if you're on the Florida side of the Gulf of America, Craig, you're about 2 hours away from where I grew up in Bainbridge, Georgia. You're also not that far from Lady Des. Hope you get to see and enjoy the Gulf. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Yeah, Des is great. The Gulf of America is great. Love everything about that. Give it up for Larry, who became a brand new Side Scrollers Plus member who later today will be able to catch our live post show because I'll tell you, we got some good stuff we're going to talk about today. Larry, thank you so much for becoming a Side Scrollers Plus member. Make sure you use promo code PLUS. Cold Acid says, you disappoint me, Blabs. Watching Crunchyroll, even if free, there are 4 kids, but for the modern audience. Nobody should use their services at all.
What the fuck you want about? Crunchyroll has stuff that came out like decades ago. And you're sail the high seas, Blabs. Listen. No,
I think it's right. This is mediocre enough to succeed. Right. Yes.
Yeah, that's fair.
Jaggy came in and says, first ever super chats, greeting from the Low Countries. Blabs, try the weird brown cheese from Norway. Montez! Let's go. That puts step 3
if
today.
I go to Norway, Arch, will you feed me the brown cheese?
Of course.
Whoa, that sounded really weird.
Did it?
I don't know what I don't know what the brown cheese means.
What do you mean? You were here for that.
Yeah,
no,
goat
I wasn't.
cheese.
Oh, okay.
You are such a goldfish sometimes.
Hey, thank you so much for your first ever super chat.
That's a circle. Do you know your shapes? What is that?
That's a heart. There you go. Yes, it recognized the heart. Let's go. All right, we got another one here from Victor. Says everyone gaining up on Craig here. I think are terminally online. I think he understands the point, but reality isn't found in online culture wars. It's a fraction of people online. Now, look, I'm not, like I said, we're not going to have opinions that match on everything, but I'm sorry. That's like, this is what I see on a day-to-day basis, right? there's a reason why I don't spend every waking moment of my life online, right? And to be clear, I think that the online culture wars are a very, very big part of what's going on. I think that is what's allowed, that's what caused parents to vote with their wallets initially. And ultimately, the parents are the ones with the buying power here. This is who this is geared towards. This is not, look, the whole idea of children-focused content is not so the kids are going to go pay for it, because they're not. The parents are the ones who are buying the tickets. The parents are the ones who are buying it on digital services or DVD or whatever, who are buying the merchandise. They're the ones with the buying power. So the kids' products are great, but ultimately the parents are the ones who are buying it. And if the parents, once again, see something that is that they have some sort of nostalgia to, like if you don't think that in 20 years from now there's going to be a Hannah Montana reboot for all the kids who are watching Hannah Montana, like, of course.
You guys
that's
can't
the truth.
afford Miley Cyrus anymore, Disney.
Hey,
She's
Victor,
covered in tattoos and everything. I don't think it'll work.
there you go, Victor. Look at that. This is so stupid. I'm handing out hearts. Oh, that's awesome. Mercenary says, Craig, sometimes you make a goldfish look genius. Hey, that's okay. Not the first time I've heard
Damn,
that
bro.
today. That's okay,
Mercenary, you're savage. Just so everyone knows, I've been keeping track of every single time Craig does the hearts. Expect a compilation later today.
Oh, great. Excellent. Well, you can make me do more and more by with those 10 supers. We're going to get to Montez today.
It's just the timestamps to keep saying Craig hearts, Craig hearts, Craig hearts.
Love it. Well, maybe we should full screen me next time. That'll be good.
Yeah, okay.
Luigi over on Plus says, I'm with Blabs on the streaming services. I only have Disney Plus, but it's my job's account, so I don't pay for it. And I only use it because in Latin America, you can watch all the football leagues. So I don't watch the series or movies. If I do, I use the Bay. There you go. Thank you for that. Appreciate that. Honey Badger says, the waves and birds chirping are making me kind of jealous, Craig. I'll bring you guys along the way. Hayden says, it's not offensive and it doesn't look terrible. There was no indication of an ideology implanted to it. It's sad, but the bar is so low. That's all it takes to be successful. Hopefully, Disney starts to learn that lesson. Yes,
I agree with that, Hayden.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. And Hayden gets it. That's all I'm saying.
I understand it too, but I don't like the live action. I just want to go away. Fuck them.
Hey, Hayden. Robo came in. Says Vacation Craig is too zesty. I know. I'm unhinged. I'm not even on vacation. I'm just here. I'm just happen to be here. All right. I'm glad we discussed that, Blabs. I'm sorry that it ruined your childhood by watching that trailer, but I'm glad to be here talking with you about that. And it's good. It's good discussion. It's a really good discussion. Can you put a pull up, Blabs, in the chat?
All right.
Will you see the new? No, even better. Will you take your kids to see the new Lilo and Stitch based off the trailer that you saw? I think that's important, because that's the thing. It's not about you. It's only a little bit about you. It's mostly about your children. So, okay, let's go and move on. Now, I am on the Gulf of America right now. If you guys are just joining, I'm here hanging out in the Gulf of America. My wife booked a vacation a long time ago. And I said, I got to keep working. We just launched Plus. We got to keep working. So here we are, and we're working, which is great. But this is maybe the most American thing I've ever seen. And I wanted to show this to you, Arch, because I don't think you're quite ready for this. We've tried to expose you to different American things. There's American things, Arch. And then there's like fucking American things, right? And that's
Very
what this
American.
is. Right? Oh, yeah. Here we go. Let's check this out. This is a hot dog at looks like a sports game. Okay. And we're going to watch this together, and you can kind of give your reactions to this. I don't even think we need any music to this, but you can see the lady taking off the mustard from the hot dog, putting it in the beer. First and foremost, have you ever seen anything like that before, Arch?
No, that actively disgusts me because it's mixing foods. It's depraved.
That's gross.
Yes, this is gross, but we're not done yet. Okay,
No.
because I've actually seen this in person before,
Huh?
and the fact that this is not I mean, this is an abnormal thing, but it is not the first time I've experienced this.
Do you hang out with weirdos?
I mean, maybe, I'm sure. There's a lot of weirdos in video games. But so the hot dog goes in the beer. Oh, hold on. Make sure I'm good.
What?
Let me know when you see me. Hopefully we're good.
You're fine. You never left.
Oh, okay. My thing. I couldn't hear you, and my screen started rotating and stuff. Well, that's good.
Rotating.
Yeah. I had the circles and stuff like it just did. But we have the thank you Starlink for that. Okay, let's continue here. Hot dog. Look at her.
Look at her gripping it. Well done, madam.
Quite impressive. Wow, Blabs, very awkward. All right. All right. She's gripping the sausage.
She's gripping it hard though. Look at that. Wow.
It's quite impressive.
Drop it.
Arch, thoughts so far?
This doesn't look like a country that deserves independence.
Okay, continuing. Ripping the straw through the hot dog, using the bun to, I guess, wipe off, maybe, I don't know, or add, I'm not quite sure. Then putting it back in, and look at this guy. He's like, what is happening here? He doesn't even understand what's happening.
Look at the kid.
This guy's face, what? And then guess what happens? She goes in, takes a bite, pulls out the straw a little bit, and then
she checks the straw.
Uses the hot dog as a straw.
This is just practice for later. That's all it has to be. Look at that. No,
look at her.
Can't convince me otherwise. She's practicing. Wow. Okay.
And she's like, yes. Look at her. Look at that face of aggression right there. Yeah. So I want to point out once again. Look at her nod her head at the end.
She's like a horse. Did you see her teeth and her lips move? She's a horse.
Oh my gosh, this is brilliant. I don't know what this is called. I have seen this before, but I've never actually. He's using the hot dog as the straw, Blabs.
I know, but you could at least throw it out and it's just litter.
I mean, you could.
Wow.
You know, this is not the actions of a nation that deserves independence.
I mean, this is. I think it's brilliant, and I commend her. Well, yeah. I mean, I'd never try it. I certainly would never try it. No,
especially
absolutely
not on camera.
What is no, certainly not. What is that called? I know that I'm not the only person who's seen this before. Chat, what is that called? Because she did and you know, there's actually some silver lining to this. Because the straw was a plastic straw instead of a paper straw, so you know that is a plus.
Chat, you're funny.
It's called a Gilf. No, I don't
Yikes.
know if that's...
No, that's not even what I was laughing at. Somebody said it was called a steamland cleaner or whatever it was.
A Cleveland steamer? Yes.
Yeah, that. Yikes.
Oh my gosh. All right. So I'm glad we can
Things
establish.
That we'll never be doing that.
Look, I've never, like I said, I've seen that before. I've never experienced it before, but I've heard that sucking the beer through the hot dog actually gives it a really good flavor. That's because I respond the same way as you, Blabs. And I still respond that way. But it's funny.
I think you should try it.
I think you should try it.
Hell no.
Why?
That's not appropriate for the internet. But if you can totally go ahead and do that.
Arch, what would it take? What would it take for Arch to do that? To give it a go?
Brown cheese.
I don't know if there's enough money in the world.
What?
Like this goes beyond the curry fund. I think I told chat they'd need to give me $5,000 for curry. This is twice that, at least.
Wow.
Like that's just repulsive. That's just actually actively repulsive.
I mean, I don't disagree with you, but you know, it is the internet. It is content. You know, just throwing it out there.
I mean, Pornhub has much higher CPM than YouTube as well, and yet...
Arch is gonna start an OnlyFans. It's gonna be called like Arch Only or Only Arch, and he's gonna be doing these type of things instead.
Yeah. Okay. I like it. I like I don't like that.
OnlyArch.com.
Yeah, I like what's going on there. That's good.
Yeah.
All right, let's go and move on. We got a lot of topics to touch on today, and we have such a big run sheet that we haven't even had a chance to get to. Oh my gosh, we're talking about these crazy Canadian crazy Gilfs. Yes, it's nuts. You want to talk about since we're on the Disney topic? Well, we were on the Disney topic. How about we talk about the Snow White premiere for a second? But before we do, Blabs, why don't you pull that up? Before we do, Pokey came in, says, Craig, Arch has bad mouth, both fried chicken and biscuits and what? Says all subsexuals plus, you can make him eat them on camera when he visits. Oh man. Well, we'll make that happen. Because I don't think Arch has had good fried chicken or good fried biscuits or good biscuits and gravy. That's the problem. It's just like it's like the other day when Blabs had chicken fried steak here in Texas, and I was talking about, hey, have you ever had white gravy? And she's like, eh. And then by the end of it, she had white gravy and she was sopping it up with her French fries. She loved it. It's all about having the good stuff, you know. So Arch, when you come to Texas, which will be sooner than later, yes, I will make you eat fried chicken and biscuits and gravy.
See, the fried chicken doesn't sound bad, but the biscuits and gravy just looks like somebody milked a cat over biscuits.
What do you, meet the Fockers? Meow, 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 meow.
Good.
I'm just saying, you know, there's something there. I do think there's something strong there, and you should definitely try it. Biscuits and gravy is a Southern classic. I had biscuits and gravy literally yesterday.
Yeah,
hey.
I tried. Where did we go? Popeyes, right, for biscuits and pretty terrible.
Well, no. It was just a buttery biscuit. That's all. And Popeyes isn't exactly like made fresh.
Salty, it's gross.
It's salty, buttery. It's yum.
No.
Dan came in with the 5 memberships. Thank you so much, Dan. Really appreciate that. That is great. It's awesome. If you guys get a gift to membership, make sure you say thanks. Modest came in with the 5. Says, hey, bada bing. Craig, quit being gay. Disney sucks. Haven't watched anything in a decade, I think. They are dead to me, like Star Wars. Ring-a-ding, arrivederci, mi amicis, mozzarella, colonoli.
Did you just have a stroke?
I like to see Blabs' reaction to that.
It really hurts.
I know. Mercenary says, hey, get Legal Mindset on for a Johnny Somali update. We can get him on. That'd be good.
You read that wrong. So Mercenary says salami. Because like that one time I accidentally said Johnny Salami, and Mercenary always says salami since then.
Bike Short says, I don't have a woman to make a kid with Craig. I'm sorry. Good luck with that. John says, can y'all see direct donations? We cannot today. You know what? I may be able to, but it's going to take me a few minutes to get there. Commodore fan. By the way, we'll read every single one when we do have access to that. Old Lady Hans, she knows. Blabs, you can go read that one.
Old Lady Hans, she knows her way around meat.
Hypernauts came in and says, hot dog lady would go far on Fear Factor. Yeah, she doesn't even care, man. And Lord Slosh says, and here I thought mayo on pizza was the worst thing I'd seen all week.
Oh my gosh. Mm-hmm. That was disgusting. Well,
Marius came in and says, watching that hot dog video for the first time, I've come to realize that there is such thing as being too American. Hey, Marius. The slow is great. Jag came in. Says, I'm still frustrated by the Lilo and Stitch castings. I mean, Cobra Bubbles was literally made for Ving Rhames. They let the DEI wreck this at start. Okay. All right. And Future came in with the 10. Says, on plus, says, reminder, history exists to inform us, not control us. Unfortunately, this won't count towards Montez, but at least I should get hearts. You know what, Future? You will get hearts. You'll get hearts right there on the side. If there are hearts right there, do it. Do it. Do the hearts. Oh, they're doing it. There you go. Thank you for that, Future. And Benoit came in and says, that's not a Cleveland steamer all the time. Time to look up Urban Dictionary again. Oh, that's not
I know
at
what
all.
it is, but
You know what
I was just laughing.
Jonathan came and says, won't be only Arch. I'd be doing arches just
Oh my
posing.
god, okay, you know what? I'll read. Jesus fuck. Jonathan for 5 says, won't be only arch, it'd be only arches. Just posing the position of arches suggestively. And alternatively, him eating food from the golden arches.
No, I see.
How
I
many
like
words
that.
of arches.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's a lot of words. Thank you so much, Jonathan. Yeah.
Get out of here. Okay, anyway, this one, Ghost of Pinochet says, Arch, it's not like regular gravy, bro. It's got ground sausage in it. It's quite delicious.
That's right, Ghost of Pinochet. You know what's going on.
I don't want ground sausage in my gravy. It doesn't sound appealing or positive in the slightest. It just sounds like chunky vomit. Oh, no.
No, you're wrong. You're absolutely wrong. It's delicious.
All right. Eric says hot dog beer straw is what it's called. Yeah, all right.
There you go. Easy peasy. I love that.
Future for 2 on Plus says, I know what you're sucking your beer through. A hot dog is called. Abominable. Yes.
Yes.
That was a hard word to say. Mercenary says, Arch, you will eat the USA food and like it, or you get the YOAI pedal. Also, I always call him Salami because I don't respect IRL nuisance streamers. I think Mercenary just threatened you, Arch.
Ooh.
Just saying.
I'm not an IRL nuisance streamer.
No, not that. The fact that you will like the food and everything, not the nuisance streamer. Cold Acid says, May on pizza? LOL. Australia's putting oranges on pizza now. Italy has gone DEFCON 1. What?
What? No.
Aussies. Logan says, a fun for Craig's reading lessons.
I read good like...
Avatar. It's a trumpet out of some dude's ass.
Thank you, Logan. Oh my gosh, Blabs going crazy.
Okay. Anyway.
Okay. I'll tell you what, Blabs, we're rolling in on. We've been going for a good while now. We need to get some of this big stuff here. I'm going to call a veto here, and we're going to move on to this Canadian dev here. We have the Game Developers Conference coming up, Arch. And if you recall last year, do you remember that one of the things that happened at GDC in 2024 was they took time out of their day, Arch, to go scream, to yell, and to vent their frustrations. Do you remember that last year, Arch?
They did do that. Yep, they did do that.
Yeah, it was quite the event. It was covered by pretty much everybody, and honestly, it was laughed at by pretty much everybody. So, look, we very much know that the game developers as a whole, there's a giant issue with mental health. We have some really messed up people that are just working in video games. This has been well established over the last few years. People who are broken. But this is what it looked like last year when we saw the at GDC last year. Let's go take a look at this real quick, just as a fast recap. Here it was last year, the game developers, all Western developers, screaming at GDC against Gamergate, the patriarchy, and the industry. Let's listen to them yell and scream. Arch, look at them raise their fists in defiance here.
In defiance.
Yes, defiance of the man, defiance of the patriarchy and sexism. It's horrible, horrible stuff. So we have precedent here when it comes to the insanity at GDC, but it's gotten even worse to the point to where, Arch, I don't know if you've realized this, but relations between the United States and Canada have struggled recently. Have you been following this?
I've been seeing that, yes.
It's been really, really rough. There's been talk of, President Trump has thrown out the idea of just making Canada the 51st state. Why not? Why not? There's been trade embargoes discussed and imposed. Canada, well, there's a dude in Canada who controls some of the some of the electricity to some parts of the United States, and they've said, "Look, we're just gonna cut it off. We're just gonna cut off the electricity." Hey, man, this is crazy. And there's one developer in particular. He is the chief creative officer at Hinterland, and he's going to be going to GDC coming up. Well, or is he? Because he is very upset. He is actually fearing for his life by traveling to San Francisco. Blabs, I'm going to allow you to read this. Lead this article here, and I want you to really take in what he's saying here from Raphael Van Leeuwenhoek.
I think it's Leerop. I'm not sure. Anyway,
sure, that too.
So yes, this is from his LinkedIn. By the way, I have his bio. He's a he/him, and just in case anyone was confused.
Oh, okay. Well, thanks for that. Thanks for the clarity.
just in case people are really confused about him, he is a he/him, CEO, Chief Creative Officer at Hinterland from BC. Important message for all of my Canadian game developers, friends, and colleagues. If you are attending GDC in San Fran next week, I beseech you to reconsider. You can no longer expect to travel to the U.S. and return safely. Things are getting intense.
Hold on. Can we stop there for a second? Mm-hmm. You can no longer, like, what has happened to where this person feels that they can no longer come to the United States and return safely? What, like, I haven't heard any of this. Are we as soon as Canadians come across the border, are we like stuffing them into bags or cages and saying you can't go back to Canada?
No, but I will say that border security has increased. I know this for a fact because
that's good.
Yeah. But like even like between Canadians and Americans, like they're starting to give like they're kind of like heckling each other a little bit. Like if you're going through the Canadian border, the Americans will have a little bit of a harder time than normal. When usually you just need your passport to go back and forth. Like it's pretty simple. But you are getting a little bit more difficulty getting in between. But like honestly, you should have some difficulty just hopping into another country. A little bit better, you know? So it says things are getting intense and they are going to get worse before they get better. Do not put yourself in a position where you are unable to get back into Canada or where your Canadian citizenship is used against you. So here's the thing. I have traveled many times to Canada. If you are Canadian citizenship and you are going back to Canada, you will have no problem going back into Canada. You will not. That is your home country. There's no problems. This is especially true if you have been supportive of any causes or expressed any values that run contrary to the taste of the current administration in the U.S. If you have, wipe your phones and know your rights before you enter the U.S. Stay in touch with family and friends in Canada so they know where you are at all times. Is this guy going like, I went to Starbucks, just an FYI, and now I'm walking to the hotel? Is that like how he's going to go? And then he says, or even better, just stay home. All GDC talks will be available in the vault, and most business transactions can be done over video calls, or better yet, you can just invite folks to visit you in Canada. We are generally nice and friendly as long as you don't threaten to annex our country. I'm sorry if this seems alarmist to you, but if it does, I would suggest you have been paying sufficient attention to the news or what is unfolding before your very eyes. Please be careful. Weird.
Like, this is just like paranoia, pure and simple, really. Because first of all, you're not even going to America; you're going to San Francisco. Come on.
Right. 1,000%.
I love the idea as well. Like this guy is a games developer from some random firm, and he expects just a fucking ghost hawk to sweep down from the sky and stealth teams come out and grab him over the border. My brother, you are not that important.
There's actually, the follow-up statement here. He's followed up with, also, if you have a game platform publisher or potential financer who has meetings with Canadian game developers, individual studios, or work-for-hire outfits at the Game Developers Conference in San Francisco next week, the smart, humane, considerate, and business-savvy thing to do right now would be to rebook those meetings post-GDC and propose meeting those potential partners online or in Canada. Don't make them travel to you right now. I'm so confused. You're literally saying have them go to Canada for you, but then you're saying don't make them travel to you right now. Are you talking about the ones in America then? I guess so.
This is the fear-mongering attached to this is, I mean, it's really next level. It's honestly shocking, to say the least.
This is actually weirdly understandable in a way. So I have a theory about this. Are you familiar with the in-group, out-group preference differentials between left and right, like politically?
Sure, vaguely, I suppose. Yeah.
Yeah, so the super, like, 10,000 feet idea is that the left prefers the out group, so not them. So Canadians prefer not Canadians and so on. And in-group prefers your own people, like Americans preferring Americans. The West has had such a strong out-group preference now for so many years that we've completely fetishized the foreign, to the point where no matter how negative it is, we will still embrace it. Problems from mass immigration, rising crime rates, etc., all of that is fine and ignored. But the moment the in-group, which is the West in general, does even the slightest thing wrong, like, hey, we're going to do a tariff because, we don't agree with this and it's our right as a sovereign nation, it is just crazy. Everybody goes insane. And that's what this is. Like, full-on fear-mongering, like end-of-the-world level stuff. Like, for years, America was like, Europe, you've got to pay your defense spending. And Europe's like, no. Then Vance has one slightly terse speech, and Ursula von der Leyen is like, $800 billion for the army. Jesus.
We have this from Colgrave, says, he's right, though. I had one Canadian friend visit the U.S., and he was never the same. He swiftly went to gain U.S. citizenship. It was brutal. Thank you, Colgrave. Appreciate that. Cold Acid says he's from BC. That explains that British Columbia is our California.
It really does explain a lot. And I just want to point out, I don't think I'll be able to share because StreamYard doesn't like me. But 4 days ago, this Raphael, he posted, FYI animation riggers. We should be posting a 6-month contract position at Hinterland pretty soon. Remote is fine, but must be eligible to work in Canada. More details next week, which I just kind of think it's ironic, right? Like, you have to be able to work in Canada, or else obviously you can't work with us. Meanwhile, he's all like, nah, fuck everybody. Everyone stay home or come visit us. I don't know. I find him a bit stupid.
Well, again, this is going to give rise to this sort of like internal Western miniature nationalism, where it has nothing to do with nationalistic ideas against foreigners. It's only against the in-group. So Canada's will be like, I'm Canadian, and as well they're attacking America. Meanwhile going, but what is Canada? When it's getting over, like, what is Canadian values? They'll genuinely ask that question, even as they go like, America, hate, 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 hate.
Well, funny enough, what is Canada? Raphael says Canada has the potential to be a global game development powerhouse, but we're currently squandering this opportunity. And you're definitely going to be squandering it when you don't want to work with America either. Just a little fun fact for you, Raphael. Anyway.
It's amazing to see kind of how broken some people are. Like, it's almost, there's like this, this Venn diagram of insanity, right? Where you have game developers, right? And then you have like super hardcore leftist game developers, right? And then you have super hardcore leftist game developers who live in Canada, right? And it just keeps drilling down to where the insanity is even more. And you talk about being from British Columbia and that being the California of Canada. Like, that is, if you're the California of anything, you're crazy. Like, I'm sorry, that's just like anywhere outside of California, you're deemed as insane. Like, you may think it's totally normal. And I know this as I have family members in California. I have family members who live in San Francisco. And guess what? They're fucking insane, right? Then they don't understand. Their entire worldview has been flipped in the last 3 months. They don't understand it. And then when you have somebody from California, and Arch, you hit on something earlier. The idea that this guy, like, you're going to the safest city in America for your beliefs. Mm-hmm. You're going to San Francisco, of all things, the place where it's okay to pull down your pants and poop on the ground and then pick up a needle and shoot it in your arm publicly. Like, that's bizarre to me. I don't know. I haven't seen, if there's something that I'm missing when it comes to Canadians coming over and getting put into some sort of crazy camp, that I haven't seen headlines for that. So I don't know, but the fear that these people live in on a day-to-day basis, it's not just upsetting, it's sad. It's sad to me that these people are so scared of what's happening in the United States, where the vast majority of the United States is totally on board with it. They're loving what's happened in the United States. It's shocking. It's shocking, really. I don't know, Arch. When you see this from the outside, obviously Blabs. I mean, I'm literally on the Gulf of America right now. Blabs. She's spent her time in America, even though she's from Guam. But you're looking at this from the outside in. What are you seeing from the outside in? In what you're seeing, do you have any fear of coming to the United States at all and then not being able to return to your homeland?
Yes.
You do?
But not because of the Americans necessarily.
Okay.
There's a long-standing thing over here in Norway that, we are one of the safest countries on Earth, right? Our police don't even have guns. So American crime rates, etc., puts fright in the average Norwegian, and we have a whole cultural fear of your other portions of your population.
wait.
But not like the Canadians do, no.
Arch, is that just you're scared of black people?
Yes. Here's the thing. Norway has this beautiful version of racism, okay? Where it's not even racism against people of different colors or groups or ethnicities or anything. Norway itself is like this hyper-balkanized nation where you hate people from the neighboring, county in Norway. Old people in particular. I remember my grandmother, she hated people, which was from Rogaland, which is the county next over, and has no real reason why, but she had one bad experience with a person from there. It's that entire place is just hell. So when these people go different countries, oh yeah, no.
I kind of get it. It's like the New Yorkers and New Jersey people, or
Yes.
in Canada, Ontario, and Quebecers.
Yes.
Right?
I'm sorry.
Exactly.
I'm sorry. The what? What, Blabs?
Quebecers, Quebecois, Quebec.
Okay. It's not that you don't like those people. It's that you don't like all the people.
Yes. All people are bad.
I love it.
I feel like I need to clarify my statement before, because everyone's I understand you need a work visa to work in Canada. I've literally done that process before. My whole point was that he was very much, everyone needs to come here, come work with us, even though that's not how businesses work. It's supposed to be mutual. That was my point. Clarification.
Maverick Marty came in and says, all I can say is the violator from Spawn saying, you scream like a girl. Do it like this. I'm giving a really silly screech. Whatever happened to that new movie anyway? I don't know, Maverick Marty. But hey, you know what I do know, Maverick Marty, is that I'm handing out hearts today for your wonderful 10. Thank you for that.
Spawn was really good stuff. And we never got anything more of it. He's even a black guy, so I don't see why we couldn't have more of Spawn into diversity era. He was cool. I loved Spawn.
Thank you, Saint. Appreciate that. And thank you, Mongoose, for your support over on Plus. Logan says, update, a new fund to Craig for Craig's mic and internet. Well, this is just a temporary thing. And like I said, if my internet goes out, you can blame Elon Musk. I'm using Starlink for this. So, Dirt is King came in with the 10 and getting them hearts. Says, I cannot see the stream on the locals page, same as yesterday's. I like hearing the call-ins from work. Any idea what's going on with that, Blabs?
No, I'm looking into it, but I see it's resetting my timer.
Mm-hmm.
It's going in from 1 minute instead of 01, 1 hour. And I'm really looking at it, and I'm redoing it to 1 hour, and it's still resetting me. So it's a locals thing, not me. Sorry.
We'll figure that out,
I fixed it. I've tried it again.
We'll figure that out. But once again, make today the day. You guys open up a new tab, head over to Side Scrollers Plus, and today's the day we're gonna make that jump. We just crossed 300 supporters over there. Our goal is 1,000. If you guys don't know, we have Side Scrollers Plus. We just launched it last week. We're really excited about it. This is more or less it right here. You guys said make more stuff. We said okay. It's all gonna be here. We're gonna do wrestling stuff, culture stuff, food stuff, entertainment stuff, gameplay stuff. We recorded a ton of Blabs versus. That's coming. We also have a new show coming, which you guys are helping make happen, called Nerd Duel. We're doing the members only post show and call-ins. We got a retro game podcast coming with me and Dan Vask. We got a show called What If that we're kicking around doing, which is, you can see all these things right now over on Plus. which once again, you don't even have to be a member, like a paid member over there. You can actually watch them for free. Just go make a new account. Or if you have a Rumble account, you guys can go over there right now. You guys in Rumble, if you guys like to support independence, that's the place to do it. Side Scrollers Plus. We're going to be doing some good stuff heading up over there. So we also have our call-in show coming up in just a little bit, which, as you hear, is super duper fun.
So before we move on, I want to hit this poll that we did. Will you take your kids to see the new Lilo and Stitch movie? I haven't
seen it. I have not looked at it yet. Can I guess what the total, what the number is going to be?
Sure.
70% no.
No.
What is it?
Okay, so the options are I don't have children, no, and yes. So I don't have children was 64%, no was 30%, and yes was 5%. So out of 1,000 votes, only 5% said yes, they will take their kids to see the movie.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Then I am in the minority, most likely.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's, you know what? That's fine. I should probably get some reparations.
Craig's like, finally, I'm a minority.
We did it.
43 years later.
We did it. Hooray.
We did it, Joe.
Hooray. All right, a quick hit here, a follow-up from last week, as this is official now. The video game maker Niantic, who you know them as the Pokemon Go folks, they have been acquired by Coakley for, let's play the Price is Right game, Arch. I don't know, did you see the price for this?
I did not.
All right, so you are the maker of Pokemon Go. You have just been acquired. How much have you been acquired for?
Pokemon Go. Well, it has been falling off a bit, I presume, but it was everywhere for a while, and it is Pokemon too, which is ridiculously valuable.
Yep.
What? Couple billion?
Couple billion's close. I think you're actually undershooting it. They have been acquired for $3.5 billion. The deal has been done. So,
I mean, it's a brilliant idea, isn't it? Like, because everybody watches Pokemon Go, is like, wow, that would be awesome to do, isn't it? Well, there you go.
Yep. They were acquired by a company called Coakley, which Coakley's a company like, what the hell are you? I don't even know what's happening with this. But they're the people behind Monopoly Go and Stumbler Guys, which is definitely not Fall Guys. I want to make sure you know that. Star Trek and Marvel Strike Force right there. So,
listen, for only $1 billion company, okay? I'll give you the best idea ever that will sell like mad. Pokemon Go, but with anime girls that you capture in the wild.
Ooh, you know what? I think I like the sound of that. We should put that in development here.
And that is what only Arch will be.
Only Arch capturing anime girls walking around. You know, it is kind of interesting to think that they haven't gone and made some sort of alternative to Pokemon Go that features comic book characters or whatever, you know? It is kind of brilliant.
I wonder if they've patented it, because you can patent all kinds of insane stuff. Because what was it? Was it Nintendo who had the patent for throwing things to capture?
Yes, like they were doing that against Power World, like the little Pokeball thing.
Yeah, so because the Pokemon Go thing is like technically is actually rather unique, right? Where you have a camera that shows the location of creatures, and then you can capture them. You could potentially maybe patent something like that, which would explain why nobody else has tried. Because it's a great idea, you know? Why not?
Cladix in the chat says they did, Craig. They did Harry Potter, Ghostbusters, Jurassic Park, everything. I didn't know that. Oh.
Yeah, actually, I'm currently working on like a little mini deep dive on the failure of Niantic with the Harry Potter one. Fun fact, I've been working on that for like a little month now. Yeah.
I have to ask, by the way, because I haven't seen it, but I'm sure you talked about this already, but I got to see the live Blabs reaction to Black Severus Snape.
Oh, yeah. We have I'll tell you this right now, Arch. Last week, we were in studio together. She came in and her and Phoenix were here. I've never seen somebody power down. Like, you know how when you remove batteries for something, it just goes...
yeah.
That was... Blabs literally was reading the news, and she went from here, and she like started to slump, and she ended up like just like kind of like laying down.
just like looking at her phone. It was so sad to see.
Dude, I was pissed, and like I was saying yesterday, Vara Dark saw the entire thing from backstage because she had the StreamYards link, and we didn't know she was there. She literally saw me like go from here to all the way underneath the table and everything, and I was like, "How long have you been here for?" And she's like, 10 minutes. So yeah, but if you're really curious about my whole like breakdown, I actually did a video on my channel, and it's almost at 9,000 views, which is like the best video ever made, because I have a tiny ass channel of 6,000 subscribers. So it was really cool that people actually cared what I had to say. But yeah, I did an autistic deep dive. If anyone's interested, yeah, that's
there it was.
Me.
That was it, Arch.
Damn.
She was very upset. She slowly made her way down. This was before, by the way, Arch, just to throw this out there, this was before. Then I fed her chicken fried steak, and this is what she looked like after. So, don't knock it till you try, Arch.
That's a lot of greens uneaten there,
I ate some. I did eat some, right, Craig? But I just ate the potatoes first because I really love potatoes.
She went for the starches, yes. She went for the starches over the goods.
They were pretty fresh, the green beans, but potatoes.
Wasp came in with a follow-up from the last story. Says, he's going to San Francisco, California. I fear for my life, too. The homeless population is like the Walking Dead. He may not come back alive. Yeah, but that doesn't have anything to do with the Trump stuff, Key Rock, thank you for that, Wasp. Says, looking forward to Johnny Salami becoming Johnny incarcerated. Thank you for that. Bear in mind says it's because, what is this, the Muhammad Khalil situation? What is that? I haven't even heard of that.
I have no idea.
Hobocop says, Arch, have you heard of a man named Varg Vikernes? Okay.
Of course, everybody's heard about Varg Vikernes.
Of course, yes. Who is this?
Of course. He's our Tommy Robinson, basically.
Okay. All right.
Yep. Very famous here in Norway.
Mercenary says, that doesn't apply to Arch. I hate everyone equally. There you go. All right. Look, there's one thing to hate, and then there's another thing to hate. And this story went to the next level of hate. And it's really, really sad. And this is why we don't do a whole lot of IRL streaming. I know that we're streaming from our office. In my case, I'm streaming from here. But the idea of the IRL streaming to me is scary because you are walking around and anybody can find you at any point in time. And unfortunately, that is what happened to this Japanese streamer who unfortunately died, actually got stabbed to death by a hater while streaming IRL. Now, there's kind of some mixed reports here. Just as a Japanese streamer was stabbed multiple times while IRL streaming to over 6,000 people in Tokyo. So not only did it affect her, now she's dead, but over 6,000 people watched her murdered live. Excuse me. It says at 11. Blabs, go and read that real quick while I talk.
On March 11th at 9:50 a.m. Japanese Standard Time, the streamer Ari Sato was walking the streets of Shinjuku whilst live streaming on the Japanese platform WhoWatch. According to Need to Know, she suddenly began screaming for over a minute before a man covered in blood and holding a knife appeared on screen. "Are you dead yet?" asked the alleged attacker, described as a hater or anti-fan in Japanese media.
Okay, I don't mean to laugh, but okay. He stabbed her to death, described as a hater. Like, I think maybe we've gone a step further at that point.
Well, no, because there's the parasocial relationships are extremely weird, and I've been talking about this for like over a year now. This man supposedly, from another thing I was reading, was donated a lot of money to her, and apparently being creepy. Now, this is all allegedly. We don't know, so speculation, rumor, please. Grain of salt, but apparently he donated so much money to her, but was being really creepy that she apparently blocked him, and that's why he came after her.
Yep.
Because he was very upset. Now we don't know if this is 100% confirmed yet, but these kind of scenarios happen quite often, honestly, with the internet, and this is why I'm very much like parasocial relationships are a huge deal, and people need to talk about them, and I don't know why we are saying, no, women will be fine, or the men will be fine on the internet. It's like, no, this stuff really does happen. There are crazy people out there. We should be talking about this.
Well, go and continue this, Blabs, because I 100% agree with you, but there's more details to this story here written.
The broadcast continued with all this going on, with fans eagerly concerned about the well-being of the woman, even as emergency sirens roared over the black screen. According to police, the suspect said he wanted his money back, leading to speculation that he may have been a viewer who donated money to her stream, said journalist Jeffrey Hall. Very sad. Then it says the suspect, a man in his 40s, identified as, I don't even give a fuck, his piece of shit, told police that he didn't mean to kill her. See, like parasocial relation. But he didn't mean it. What? He stabbed her. Seriously. Takano reportedly visited a restaurant. What?
I have a hard time saying I didn't mean to kill her when he asks, "Are you dead yet?"
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know.
I didn't mean to stab you. Stab.
Yeah, in the head, the neck, the chest, whatever. Like, multiple really important vital areas. Takano reportedly visited a restaurant where Sato worked since August of 2022 after watching her broadcast and had sent her money. I managed to raise funds with my savings and consumer loans and lent Sato more than 2 million yen, approximately 13,500 USD.
God.
For living and other expenses. I made up my mind to attack her as she wouldn't give my money back. Well, I mean, if he's donating to her, technically speaking, she doesn't have to. And this is where the parasocial shit comes in.
Yeah, don't take up loans to donate to streamers.
No.
For obvious reasons.
No. Look. And this should go without saying. We've mentioned this a million times. You guys always 100% take care of yourself. If you find value in what we're doing and you can support us, awesome. If you find value in the show, awesome. If you think what we're doing is has value to you and brings value to culture and your life, awesome. But always take care of yourself first, right? Mm-hmm. This is obviously, there's a much larger issue here, Blabs, that you're talking about. But the idea that this guy went after and he stabbed her in her neck, in her head, in her abdomen, like these are all places that have very, obviously neck. You got your
vital
major arteries there. It's like this is incredibly sad to say the least. And there's no condolences and all this stuff, and that they're reviewing the last few minutes of the broadcast for clues and are analyzing for evidence and stuff. But this is not the first time this has happened. According to this article, we've seen other YouTubers punched and stuff, but it says live stream stabbings have happened before. In 2024, a Korean YouTuber was stabbed to death by his rival.
Yes.
His rival?
Yes, so actually we covered this, Craig, when you were away. It was myself, Kay, and Kirsha. We talked about this. It was nuts. The guy was like, yeah, I killed him. He pissed me off. It was wild.
Listen, I had a competing YouTube channel. I needed to take care of
honestly, that's basically what it amounted to.
Oh my gosh. And this guy, a Chinese streamer, had his hand cut off when a man suddenly began attacking him with the sword. Like, what are we doing here? What are we doing? There's obviously larger issues here. And this is one of those things that this is a societal issue. It's clearly a health issue, a mental health issue. You mentioned the parasocial relationships, Blabs. I mean, look, I'm going to be very clear. I think there are times where people say things about Blabs or say things about me that totally should not be said, totally should cross the line, that are unacceptable. And I hope that we have enough people in our community that, and people who watch us on a day-to-day basis, that are just, we use the term normal men because you're not fucking psycho, right? You're not willing to cross a line. You can go up and give a nice firm handshake and say, hey, I appreciate what you do, without being freaking weird about it, And unfortunately, this is, like just doing any sort of meet and greet. I've seen this personally with women I've had on staff, where there is the creepy guy who feels like there is some sort of bond with that woman in particular. Look, I'm not saying I couldn't handle myself. I feel like I could, but but I worry. I've always worried about women I've worked with, and anytime there's any sort of meet and greet and such. But I've seen this in the last couple of years, where I've seen meet and greets and people walk up and they more or less linger and they kind of stalk and they, you know, whatever. It's like, get up, say hello, tell them how much you appreciate it, and then, you know, appreciate what they do or whatever, or hey, you know, I like what you did or whatever, and then move on. You don't need to fucking stab someone to get your money. How are you going to get your money back? Like, how are you going to get your money back? You fucking idiot. I hope it was worth it to that guy, you know? And the reality is that it wasn't, because someone's dead and all they were doing is just sharing their life. I've done IRL streams in the past. I don't have a whole lot of interest in doing IRL streams now, mainly because people are unhinged, you know? And I don't think this is me becoming California guy, or I'm sorry, Canada guy, freaked out about traveling, because, you know, when you do an IRL stream, you're literally sharing your location. People can find it easy. Hey, I'm right here. So people go, oh, right there.
Look at I show speed.
Right.
Great example. Yeah. He gets mobbed basically, and I mean he loves the attention, but still, it can be very dangerous.
Yeah. Arch, have you ever? I mean, I don't know. I'd just love to hear your overall thoughts on this.
You know, every convention I've been at, which has only been a couple, everyone's been totally nice and lovely. Never had a problem. But the parasocial relationship is a thing, and this is just human psychology. It's how we act. Like, we've done studies on this. And what's remarkable is people connect more closely to us, like streaming personalities, than they do to movie stars or the old radio stars or anything. Like, we are the closest connection on the parasocial link, to the point where they've actually found out that feeling betrayed by a YouTuber is equivalent to or worse than the sensation of being betrayed by a close family member. So it is strong stuff.
Listen, I have felt that, because there are people who grew up watching me. Remember, I've been doing this for 19 years, right? Uh-huh. There are people who started watching me when they were 10, right? And they're 30 with kids now, right? And they felt like they knew me or whatever. And the reality is that I've been the same person the entire time, right? But they felt like they had some sort of idea of who I was. And because I don't agree with them ideologically or for whatever reason, or that I know that a male's a male and a girl's a girl, I have become this horrible person, right? So this is something that people online, they make threats at me all the time. There's this psycho who takes pictures of like my wife and kids off her Facebook page and pretends to be her and stuff. Like, this is like weird shit. And these people have nothing better to do, but they feel like they've been betrayed by me, to further your point. Whereas, like, I've done nothing to them. So, it is scary, and there's been multiple times where I've been like, oh, maybe I just won't, maybe we're done. I'm not talking about side scrollers, just before side scrollers, but, like, with all due respect to literally everybody, my family and my life is more important than anything, right? So, yeah, it is something that I totally think about on a day-to-day basis. And there are people who are really fucking weird. And I do value everybody who watches our stuff. Just don't be a fucking nut job. Because I don't want to be talking about you on the show about how you because we're going to be sitting here laughing at you too, because of all the stupid shit that you do, that people do. So yeah, it's scary stuff. And the reality is that there's a trickle-down effect. And this comes from Meow Co. Lol. I don't know who this person is, but they are a live streamer as well. And they brought this up. They said, they said a Japanese streamer got killed during an IRL stream today. My last stream from outside was also end up some dude following me around. Had to get the police. That's happened to me several times. This is the reason why I stopped IRL streaming. And if you're an IRL streamer, be careful. Yeah. Like I have no interest in doing IRL streaming and stuff like that. It is scary stuff. I do not fault her for feeling that way. I do not fault any woman or any dude for feeling that way, because it is dangerous when you're just saying, here I am at all times. I don't know. Blabs, you got anything to finish that up?
Yeah, I would just say even people in this own sphere are kind of like throwing this out the window for over a year now. So I would just say people need to actually pay attention to this stuff, because it would only get worse. with the internet, AI, all this stuff. Yeah, guards up basically.
Twisted Jack says, I'd carry. Yeah. And yeah, 1,000%. I 100% agree with you. All right, we have one more story here we're going to get to in just a minute. Then we're going to go to our members only call-in. Arch, do you have anything on that before we get to that? You want to close anything out with that?
No, I'm good.
Okay. We have this from, I can't even read your name. I'm sorry. It says, ripped to the Japanese streamer as she was stabbed in the neck and head and bled to death at the hospital, and found her through her stream. She was in her 20s, and stalking is a huge problem in Asia. It's sad. Jeez Louise. Well, thanks for the heads up on that. It's obviously extremely sad. Jimmy came in, said, had taken a mortgage for this. Hope you're happy now. Sorry, Jimmy. Yes, I am. By the way, a couple hearts. Ha ha ha. Look at that. Whee! The hearts go away. That's so silly. Let's see how quickly I can bust them out. There's 2 right there. Nope. Is there a reset on it? I think there is. That's okay.
Yeah, I think it's more like a 10-second reset or something.
Thank you, Jimmy, for taking out that reset, right? Your mortgage right there. Speedy K came in and says, I was watching the VOD of Kirsha while working yesterday, and she covered this and the recent carjacking / unsubscribing to life as a local's brother in injury of her mother. She is one of the best Chew locals. I forgot who specifically. Thanks, Speedy K. Appreciate that. Scarpy says, imagine nuance streamers turning into drum rapping gangs in Sweden. What is that? Is that a reference I'm not understanding? Nika says, right on, Craig. Coffee later, also in your house? Yeah, thank you for that. No. And we have this one from, once again, I'm sorry I can't read your name. It says, also, I came from Legal Mindsets live stream. I love you guys. Keep up the good work. Hey, thank you for that. In a crazy world, we need common sense more than ever. And Craig, I watch you since the Screw Attack days. Thank you very much. Genuinely appreciate that. Thanks for growing up with me. That's what I usually say to folks who've been watching me since the Screw Attack days. Thanks for growing up with me. Wasp came in and says Varg murdered a guy, former bandit. It's pretty well documented. Who's Varg?
Varg Vikernes. He was also caught with, I think, like 250 kilograms of explosives when they got him. So,
okay. Max came in and says I'm going to need this loan back. Okay, no, sorry. And we have this. This is he's evil. Hope he gets what? Okay, Mr. Melancholy. Thank you. Commodore Fan says you never know these days. Always stay strapped. Yep. That's why it's good to carry guns. Arch. Just throwing that out there.
I have replica guns.
Yeah, you do.
Could scare somebody.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Speaking of scaring somebody, I want to go to this last little bit. It's not really a story because I hate stories about me, but I don't want to say it went viral. It has almost 1 million views over on X. You know, lots of things have millions of views. But I want to show you this clip. This is from a wrestling event over the past weekend. And it's from AEW, which is a competitor to WWE. First and foremost, Archer, are you familiar with AEW?
No. I think it's one of those gay things where grown men rub against each other in minimal clothing.
Correct, yes. Very gay. Yes, absolutely. But in this case, it's 2 women, Arch, who have done this.
That's better. It's still gay, but it's lesbian, which is different.
Okay, sounds good. Yes, there you go. But this happened at AEW the other night. Apparently, this was a very big feud between 2 women, and they ended up bleeding in the match. So let's go ahead and show this. You can see what happened. There's a lady with a crimson mask, as they say. Her face is covered in blood. She's ready to go, and this is what happened here. She's getting them up. She looks like she has some sort of something in her hand, maybe glass or something in her hand, and she's swinging. That lady swings. She stops her. You can see that thing flew off her hand there. She gets kicked. And then this lady comes back, misses right here, and that lady punches her right, and looks like in the boob, and she, maybe the jaw perhaps. But anyways, I saw this, and I simply said, consider me old-fashioned, but I have no interest in watching women bleed during a wrestling match, right? And this apparently was such a crazy take that it has nearly 1 million views, and people who are really upset with me because of this. And really, it comes back to like seeing a lady bleed all over her face. So I've been called all of the things in the responses here. Like this one, she thought she really had me here. It says, wait till you find out that women bleed every month for 5 to 7 days while wrestling. And I just responded like, wow, from the face? Like, did you know that, Arch? That's amazing. Yes, I am well aware of people's having periods, women having periods. But here we go. I don't think you're old-fashioned. I just think you're sexist. So I've been called sexist. I've been called racist for this, which once again is 2 white women wrestling. I've been called misogynistic for this take. So I guess, Blabs, as the woman, I would like to ask, based off this take that I have made here, am I sexist and misogynistic by not wanting to see women bleed from their faces?
Honestly, I would say no. I think it's kind of like more of a chivalry thing. Like, oh, I'd rather not see this. I'd rather see like men duke it out. But I can also see why people get pissed without actually knowing who you are or anything and be like, you're just sexist. You don't want women to fight in sports or whatever. So I guess that's where they're coming from. I just kind of see it as more of a chivalry thing. I know lots of guys who be like, I don't want to ever see you hurt. I never want to see you cry, like these things like that. So I'm just like, maybe that's what you're thinking, without eloquently putting it out there on the internet.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Arch, what about you? Do you think that I'm a horrible person for this take?
Absolutely. I'm far more developed than you. I believe that women should be beat until they understand the dangers of being beat.
I knew it, Arch. I knew you'd get me.
See, I saw one of these things a while ago when the weekly show I do with Sargon, where we were watching a wrestling match when 2 dudes took on 3 women and they beat the shit out of them. What isn't even a competition? It was just sadism, pretty much, straight up. Oh, and my headset cut out. I'm going to restart that. And I remember Sargon was like, I don't want to watch this. I don't want to watch a bunch of grown men beat the shit out of women. And I was like, okay, but I'm going to demonstrate to you that you do want to watch this. And then I showed him another clip of a woman talking for 10 minutes about how dreadful it was that she should be expected to do her job and how that was actually objectifying and oppressive of her being a woman, that the Elon Musk email asking her to write out 5 things she'd done that day was an assault upon her human rights. And at the end, Sargon agreed that, yes, we should beat women more often.
Well, I don't listen. I get that it's a story, right? I totally understand that. I am actually a fan of wrestling. Excuse me. The storylines of wrestling. But for me, it's just, I think you're right, Blabs. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe I'm too chivalrous. I don't want to see women get injured.
Well, I can't say for you. It's you. You have to decide on that. If you were being eloquent or not
Blabs.
on Twitter. No, I can't. If that's your meaning, that's how I can interpret your meaning. Or
Make my
I can
decision,
also
Blabs.
interpret your meaning that you're sexist. I don't know. It's your opinion.
Well, I'll tell you what, Blabs. You spent a week with me.
Right.
Am I?
I don't think so, no.
Okay, all right.
That's my opinion. I don't think Craig's sexist. However, I've never seen him go to a wrestling fight and be like, yeah, fuck them bitches. So I don't know.
There's also just a natural reaction to it, though. Like, women throughout the entirety of human history have been known as something to be cherished and protected. And so watching somebody bloody continue to fight on stage for entertainment, I can see why it might trigger some reactions in a lot of people. Absolutely.
Yeah, and to be clear, I don't think that women bleeding in matches is necessarily a bad thing. For me, it's just that when you look at this lady's face, it's covered in blood, right? Like, this is people talk about women and they're like, look at what both these women are wearing. I think that you need to let's put this in perspective. If you're truly going down to beat the holy hell out of each other, are you really wearing a swimsuit and a 2-piece? Let's just be real, right? Maybe that's
Don't
maybe
forget the shoes.
Right. Yes. Yeah. Are you going down in boots? No. And you know what? I'm carrying a knife down there. I don't care about my tassels and stuff. And I did not see this match in its entirety, right? I didn't see the whole thing. I don't know the storyline that's going on, okay? But I don't know, like, if you're really going to fight, you don't fight this way, you know? Maybe that's just me, but either way, I'm sorry if I... Actually, no, I'm not. I'm not sorry I offended you. Screw you if you're offended by that. Whatever. No, I'm not apologizing for that at all. But I appreciate the engagement, and I'm going to make lots of Twitter bucks from that. I'll make literally $6 Twitter dollars from that, from my 1 million viewed post over there, over on X. And all it took was me being called all the negative things on the internet. But you know, it is another day ending in a Y. So there's that.
Maybe I should start tweeting stuff out like that to get monetized on Twitter.
Maybe you should. You should. Just talk about women's pro wrestling. And that was the biggest thing I took from this. Look, there's a lot of really insane people who love video games and work in the video game industry. But the internet wrestling community may be the biggest beta soy boy cucks of them all. Like, they may be the worst of everybody. They're so... And Arch, like I said, I love wrestling, but you're like, isn't that the gay thing, right? Like, I'm pretty sure that'll, like, 50% of what culture wrestling just sleeps with each other. So, anyways, it is what it is. But, all right, let's go. We got some super chats to get to in just a few minutes. We're going to be heading over to our... Oh,
well, we have a clip coming out on Plus in a couple of days about WWE sus moments.
Oh, good call.
That's right. So I do have. I cut something really, really tiny because I didn't want to give everything away. So just a little tease.
To be clear, do you know who this is?
I think that's Cody Rhodes.
My kids turn me on.
I am
What? His kids turn him on? That's like 9 seconds worth, but it's like. Just saying.
Yeah, I believe it was Kratos who sent that in, and we have Blabs reacting to the WWE sus moments. That'll be coming very, very soon over exclusively for Plus members over at Side Scrollers Plus. So once again, do us a favor, open up a new window right now, use promo code Plus, and join us over there because we're going to be doing our post show over there in just a few minutes, and we have an entire listen. It's what we're going to be talking about in the post show. We can't share over here on YouTube. We'll get copyright struck over here. I would love for you guys to join us over there where we're doing it in our safe haven over there, and you guys get to call in and we get to have the discussion about it because it's wild, man. It's wild what we're going to be talking about. So, all right, we do have some super chats and some more hearts to hand out. By the way, speaking of Montez, we are, if I'm looking at this correctly, we are 7 yellows away from Montez being unleashed upon the world with the Montez Slam. Let's see if we can get there today. I think that'd be great. Or once again, if you'd like to support with a yellow super, you can also become a monthly supporter over at Plus for the same amount, which is great. Speaking of Montez, Commodore Fan came in with a 10. Says many women pro wrestlers fought to get these types of matches here in North America on the main scene. Many wanted it. And not certain jerking 5-minute slapfest matches of the Mae Young days. I totally get that, right? And for me, it's not. I'm not super appealed by the crimson mask of blood on a woman's face. I said like a little bit of blood, cool. Covering it, looking like Cactus Jack with a baseball bat to the face, not enough for me. Thank you very much for that, Commodore Fan. And here is a heart for you. Which look at that. There's the hearts. Congratulations. Prairie says all Japanese women wrestling is far more brutal as fully contact blows and extreme hardcore matches are common. It's not for everyone, but it's a thing. Yes, it's not for me. Key-Rock came in with the 2, says, I disagree with Craig's take on Toni Storm versus Mariah May match, but I understand where he's coming from and respect his right to have an opinion. Hey, what is that nuance that you have? Thank you. Lady Gamer Loon says, thought you were making a joke, but I'm a laughing lady. Well, thank you for that. We also have this one. Says Dwight says, I'm with you, Craig. I always fast forward through the women's fights when I watch UFC, unless it's Alyssa Mercante. I've got no interest in watching women get beaten. That's a horrible take. And now, to be clear, once again, I have no problem with women fighting or women's wrestling matches. It's just the face is full of blood. Hey, Herd Stud is a brand new Plus member. Let's stinking go. Love to see that. Let's see if I can do a little celebration and it'll do something on the back end. Will it? I don't know. How did I get that going? I don't know. Maybe I'll do a little research here.
What happened to me?
You left.
Where'd it go? There I am.
GME says, got a Montez idea, but I'll save it for later. Off topic, but oh well. Well, thank you very much, GME. I really am uncomfortable with these hearts that I'm throwing out here. I'm just going to throw it. I don't like it at all.
You've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 of them.
Well, you missed a couple because we are at 14 right now. 14 we're trying to get to 20. So let's see if we can get there. Blabs, I'll tell you what. I want to see if these fun things that I can do. Why don't you read off the rest of these supers real fast while I look at StreamYard's animations.
Okay. Mercenary says the Starlink seems pretty decent to me. Boog says Marvel's Disc Wars was Marvel's version of Pokemon. Cold Acid says Arch, shut up and take my money. Rick says Tom Hooman is launching a Pokemon Go style game. I really like the birds' input. They're very loud right now. Clint says Black Snape is going to have shoulder length. Jerry curl? Tanks? I don't know. We'll find out.
I
Jason
would
says,
love that though. Like, give him corn rolls. Yes.
They're probably going to
go
give him really
full on.
tiny, like the braids or whatever.
Yeah.
Just because, just like what they did with Elphaba, right? So like Elphaba was supposed to have like normal black hair and Wicked, and then they gave her this really, really tiny braids that you wouldn't notice just because she's black. It's literally a whole article about it. She's like, I want my blackness to show through Wicked, so they gave her braids.
I guarantee you they're going to do like a racist narrative because Snape was bullied, of course, by Harry Potter's father, I seem to remember.
Yes. Arch, I'm going to send you my video, and you can like watch the autistic breakdown because I go really tizzled into it. It's fascinating.
Yeah. You see what's happening on my screen over here?
Of course I am. I'm just kind of ignoring you as the adults are talking. Jason says San Francisco homeless are a whole other level. It's freaky. Skirt for the stream says Henry had better excuses. Joking aside, F for the victim. Yes, it's very sad. Another guy says Adoni made man in his image. Samuel Colt made them equal. Ooh, says Netflix.
It's supposed to rain on me.
Claymore. Thanks, Craig.
LA
I don't think there's a thumb
Claymore?
downs button for StreamYards.
Right. Live action Claymore, are they?
Are you alright?
Claymore, incidentally, in case you're unaware, was an anime that was really, really cool. And they're making a live action Claymore? That'd be awesome.
Sorry, I'm not listening to a word you guys are saying. I'm too distracted by what's happening on my screen right now. Sad day.
Yeah, I literally just timestamped that because you're being autistic.
Anyway. Yeah, I know, this is hilarious.
Spoon says parasocial relationship, but Craig, you were going to come to my birthday, eat cake, and watch Jake Gyllenhaal put the lotion on the skin. What am I gonna do with the cake and the lotion? Oh fuck, what am I gonna do with Jake? He's been in captivity too long. Oh,
Party! No. Let's go! Oh, sorry.
Monkey says, what's Gucci, Craig? Also, hi, Blabs. Hi, ciao. Sorry, I can't read your name. I'm gonna say Prairie. Oh, I've only lived through the ECW days. Brutal.
Yeah, well, I did, and I agree with you. But like I said, I don't have a whole lot of interest in seeing. I think it's the face covered in blood. That's what it is. Thumbs down to that.
Rick says girls shouldn't get juice. It's mud show garbage. And we're caught up.
There we go. Okay, look, we're gonna head over to Side Scrollers Plus right now. You guys do us a favor. Open up a new window, like right now. Do it. I would love for you guys to join us. Hit the come on and join us. It's real simple. Actually, I'm going to tell you exactly how to join us over at Side Scrollers Plus, and I'll give you guys a full quick rundown of how to do it because it's really easy. So all you do is this. So you go to Side Scrollers Plus. Real simple. Become a member. If you're a Rumble member, you can do it. You just log right in. It's really easy. Or you can just make a new account. You just create a new one. Head on over there, fill out your name, your info right there. It's going to say, hey, do you want to hop in? You do? Oh, great. Then you can create your Plus account, make your name, hit the subscribe button. This all seems like a lot of stuff, but it's easy, right? You got the annual membership if you want. We also have the monthly, but annual, you get to save extra money. You get like a third of the year for free. Use Plus, you get an extra discount. Click support, head over there. We have all sorts of good stuff coming on the way. And that's pretty much it. So real simple, head over there. We're going there right now, and we're going to be doing one more story that we can't talk about here on YouTube. And then we're also going to be taking in some call-ins to hear what your thoughts are on that story. So head over there right now. We'd really appreciate that. Look at that. We already mentioned Talking Meat. Let's go, Talking Meat. Hey, let's go. Yeah? There we go. All right, head on over there right now. We're going to start clearing you guys off. Kick, you guys see you later. Have a good day. The helicopter's flying over. They're coming for me, guys. See you, Kick.
Understandable.
Understandable.
That's good. Rumble. We'll see you guys later. Have a great day. Members only call-in show starting right now. Bye-bye, Rumble. And YouTube, Blabs, you got this. You guys are going to try to keep
I got the YouTube. Bye.
Bye, YouTube. See you guys later. Bye-bye.
There.
All right. Fatality. Thank you.